and welcome to my channel, Chasing Ghosts. I am Tara Smith. Usually I'd be coming to you motovlogging from my motorcycle or playing guitar or walking through some kind of bike rally or a camp out event, something like that. But today I'm coming to you with a little bit more serious of a topic, and it has to do with what I do for a living, which is drive a truck. And I've driven a truck since the late 90s. I started out with construction companies. I started out in the shop and I needed a CDL for service trucks, that sort of thing, and then out in the field for water trucks, flatbed trucks, all kinds of stuff. And then I eventually upgraded my CDL and I got I had a interstate license because I had an intrastate, and then I went to interstate, and I was an owner-operator for 2 decades and had my own trucks. I've had 5 of them. And I'm a company driver now, so I don't want another truck that's too much expenses anymore, and I like spending my money on my motorcycles. But that all being said, I got woken up on, I believe it was Friday night, by a notification that Mother Trucker had put out a video. And I look at the video, Houston area doctors, and well, I looked at it, you know how his videos are. It's like major FMCSA announcement, what have you, and I click on it and it ends up Houston area doctors and 15,000 physicals voided. And, well, it turns out that's the doctor where I got my physical. Why did I get my physical there? Because my boss sent me there. And I'm not going to show you the other side of the physical card, but let's see if I can get the camera, pick this up good. There we go. That would be the clinics in location. In question. I went to the Greenpoint location, and we may get a special guest appearance from one of my cats. But what had actually happened here, I know a lot of us freaked out. I freaked out because, well, it's my license, it's my job. And a lot of y'all did, and we all called the doctors the next day. They were still doing physicals, by the way, the next day, to find out actually what's going on, because this is posted on the FMCSA site. He read off of it, and that's where he's getting his information from. He watches that. That's what he does. You know, he gets information out there to us, and I'm actually thankful because it gives us a warning that something's going to happen, whether it's a DOT blitz or what have you, or traffic somewhere due to accidents, all kinds of things. You know, he does provide a service, but he's only got so much information, and I thought I'd fill you in on the rest of the information here. So, what's actually going on, and some of you've already figured this out because you've called the doctor, is somebody had reported the clinic. I don't know whether or what their reasons for reporting it was. They could just be mad. They could they could have any number of complaints, but somebody decided to report them, and that put in motion an investigation and an audit. So what's happening right now is they are being audited by the DOT, the FMCSA, all of them. Might as well say the FMCSA, but they are being audited to find out whether they are performing physicals correctly. Now, I know a lot of you freaked out because they said 15,000 physicals. Number one, that's not 1 year, that's 2 years. The dates in question, my cat's wanting attention down there. The dates in question are from 2023 through 2025. It's 2 years, 15,000 physicals, which if you do the math comes out to 12 a day. We have all been to companies where they run you through like cattle with their own doctors and do way more than 12 physicals a day. We've been to Concentra and watched them do more than 12 physicals in a day. 12 physicals in a day is not a problem. We all know this. The question was apparently that they were passing too many of us. Now somebody may have got mad because they failed them. Who knows? But somebody had a grudge, they reported for whatever reason, and they're being audited. And they have until, let me see where I wrote this down, until 5/25, the 25th of, I believe that's May, to provide 20 physicals for audit, so that our nice federal government can come through and audit and ensure that they did the physicals correctly. And if they can do that, nothing is in question. Your physical's still good and everything goes on as normal. So if you have had a physical there, and you would like to provide documentation, a letter, what have you, you can call them. I'll list their information in the description so that you can find it easily, and you can send your information to them about the physical. Basically, that, hey, they gave us a physical, what have you. I will be doing the same, and I can tell you that they gave me a physical. I mean, it's the same physical I've gotten for many years. I can turn my notifications down on my phone because everyone wants to send notifications. But anyways, you show up, you check in, you pay your money, you fill out your form about your medical history, you sit down and you wait, and then you go pee in a cup and they test your sugar, and then you sit down and you wait, and people are coming in, they're doing the same thing as you are, and you wait for the doctor to call you back. The doctor calls you back, they ask you questions that you fill out on the form, and they check your lungs, they feel around on you, they check your reflexes, they look in your eyes and your ears, and they have you do a few movements, and, squat down, put your feet together, and put your arms out, close your eyes, touch your nose, all that good stuff. And in my case, they had to look at my letter from my pulmonologist and my CPAP reading, as they have to with many of you as well. Because we all got caught in that stuff in, 2008, 2009, where they sent us off for testing. And they looked at that, and they have you look at the eye chart, and, they check your vision, and they went through the whole process, no different than any place else I had been. They check your blood pressure, and, I'm not a kid. I'm always worried something's going to be different. Turned out okay in my case, but doctors are kind of a nervous thing for me. I don't like going to doctors. And they did a physical. They did their job. I can't speak for anyone but myself, but they did what they were supposed to do. And I got my physical card. It's good for 1 year because of the sleep apnea. And I went on about my way. I don't know how many people they were failing or any of that. But I do know that I looked up online to see if my physical was still good. And according to the state of Texas, my physical is still good. I also looked up on the FMCSA site nationally for the registry, and both doctors' registry, both Jenny and Dustin, both of their numbers are still active and still good. And the FMCSA site will still send you to their clinics to get your DOT physical. So what we have right now is a whole bunch of people freaked out, including myself, prematurely over what's going on. And what's going on is simply that they are being audited because someone filed a complaint. They have X amount of days, which is, it says, I think I wrote down until 5/25. So they have until May to provide enough verification. Provide them with 20 exams for them to audit so they can verify that they are actually doing the physicals. And then all this should go away. And it shouldn't be a problem. Now, and if for some reason they can't do that, that's when the process would start. And they're not going to immediately void your license. They're not going to just immediately do that. You're screwed. You're out on the road. I know some of y'all have had that happen with the whole process of how our medical cards are filed now. I know people who have been, I have a relative in Michigan that he filed his at the, I think they call it the Secretary of State's office. That's their driver's license office. And they forgot to process the paperwork. So then he got a letter in the mail telling him that they were going to downgrade his license and he's on the road. He was able to have them find it and get it corrected. But the point of that being that they're going to send you a letter in the mail before they downgrade your license to let you know what is going on. And that process would start, if this is not cleared up by May. It's not like they're going to say, okay, you can't drive a truck now. No, they're going to start the process. They're going to send you a letter out. Because, they're not just going to post on a board that, most drivers aren't going to be checking every single day. Or ever, really. And not tell anyone and then just downgrade your license. They're not going to do that. They're going to send you a letter in the mail, just like they send you every year, saying that, hey, your physical expires on this day, or it expires, you have this much time to get it done, or this problem. Every year I get one, I think it's, a month or two before my physicals due, reminding me that you have to get it done. They do everything by mail. You're going to get a letter. And if you get that letter, then you need to go get a physical. If you feel unsure, go get a physical now. Take care of it. But it's not anything to freak out over right now. They're simply getting audited. The same as your company gets audited, the same as anything else. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Someone complained, and they decided to step in and check things out. And they're currently being audited. So if you would like to provide information to them about your physical, you could call the doctor's office if you got your physical there and provide them with an affidavit. That would help them out greatly. If you're worried about it, go get yourself another physical. And in any case, if you're listening to this, you have plenty of warning. There's no, you're not getting shot by anything. So there's no reason to freak out. Worst case scenario, you have to go get another physical. Okay, go get another physical. It's not that big a deal. I know internet and everything is shock value, and from the headlines of the videos, they're designed to draw you in. Major announcement, major this, the world's coming to an end, but in reality, this is all that's going on. Someone reported them, it started an investigation, they're investigating. None of that is done yet, they're being audited. And when the audit is done, you will have final word on it, but nothing is final yet. So I would like to thank Mother Trucker for at least giving us all a warning to let us know that, hey, something's going on. But I would also like to caution everyone not to freak out so much. These things happen. People get reported. Your companies get reported. All kinds of stuff happens. If you've ever worked in the office of a trucking company, there's a lot of things that happen. They don't generally make news on internet or what have you. If you've ever went through a DOT audit at a company, that's an experience. I've been through a few of those. And they come through randomly and pull files and inspect. This is essentially no different than that. And I hope that puts a few of your minds at rest, eases your minds, what have you. Like I said, I'm usually not doing this kind of content right here. I'm usually free-form thought, whatever comes to mind, riding down the road on a motorcycle, or I'm playing guitar or something like that. This just happens to deal with my job. And I thought I would put a video out there to put some more information out there for the rest of y'all to consume, and hopefully that helps some of you out. And from there, I don't know where else to go, because that's all the information. Somebody reported them. They are in the middle of an audit. If you could help them out, help them out. Other than that, you're all awesome. Thank you for watching the video. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I do have a Patreon, and all funds are appreciated there. They go to my channel, and just things I need for channel, the cameras and that sort of thing. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. And if you like content like this, I can do some more trucking related content. Every once in a while, y'all get some stuff from the road, that sort of thing. But you're all awesome. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch y'all later. Bye.